What's up, guys? Steel Twins back at you with another video.
So, unfortunately, the Steelers season is over. We're not going to Houston. We're not going to Super Bowl 51. So, we'll basically do a recap and review on the season. And, yeah, let's get to it. So, we'll start with the quarterback position.
Big Ben Roethlisberger had 3,819 passing yards, 29 touchdowns, only 13 interceptions, and 1 rushing touchdown. Pretty good for our captain of the offense.
Yeah, and I feel like that if we had more weapons all year, he would have had a better season.
Yeah, I think that too.
But still, the fact that we're gaining weapons is making him better. It's making him a better player. It's making us a better team. It's making our offense a lot better. So, yeah.
Yeah.
So I expect him to have another good season.
And obviously the backup, Landry Jones, he did all right in Big Ben's absence. He had 558 passing yards, 4 touchdowns, and 2 picks. It's pretty decent for a backup, but
yeah, not bad.
I mean, he could have done. Quite frankly, I think he could have done better considering he has so many freaking reps in practice and everything like that. Yeah, he doesn't change.
Yeah, exactly. So I say still get rid of him.
Yeah, get rid of him. He's not our future.
Yeah, so I still say get rid of him. Even if he was our future, he'd be too old for it. So I still say get rid of him. Now we'll move on to the wide receiver position. Let's start with the captain, our best wide receiver, Antonio Brown. He had himself another amazing year. 106 receptions, second in the NFL behind Larry Fitzgerald. 1,284 receiving yards, which was fifth in the NFL, and 12 touchdowns.
Which I believe was second in the NFL.
Yeah. So, as we all expected, another great season. Hopefully he can continue that next season. Hopefully we can lock him up this offseason with a long-term extension.
Yeah.
Now, the backup wide receivers, they did pretty good. Eli Rogers, Sammy Coates, Kobe Hamilton, Hayward Bay, DeMarcus Ayers, they did pretty good. Eli Rogers he finished the season with 594 yards, 3 touchdowns. Pretty good for him. Sammy Coates, he finished the year with 21 catches, 435 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
Those touchdowns came in one game.
Yeah, one game, which was the Jets, which was his best game of the season.
And the last time he actually showed up.
Yeah. He was looking pretty good the first few weeks of the regular season. He was catching at least one pass for over 40 yards in each game.
But then after that, it was like he was a ghost. We couldn't see him.
Yeah, exactly. He was inactive and injured. After the Week 5 game, he was gone. He only caught 2 passes in the regular season after that game.
Yeah.
Freaking terrible. And he keeps dropping passes. He's not concentrating the ball correctly. He's looking like another Lima Sweet. And after all,
he is wearing his number 14.
Exactly. Kobe Hamilton had a good year. He finished with, I think it was 2 touchdowns. One against the Dolphins, one against the Browns. The game-winning touchdown against the Browns in Week 14.
DeMarcus Ayers did pretty good as well.
So, obviously, Eli Rogers had the best season of all the backup wide receivers, and I'm excited for him next season. I think he will eventually be our slot receiver next season, knowing Wheaton might get released. Sammy Coates not living up to the hype. Kobe Hamilton, still having issues. Same with Hayward Bay. So I think Eli Rogers will be our slot receiver next season. And to be honest with you, I think DeMarcus Ayers will beat out Sammy Coates, Kobe Hamilton, and Darius Hayward Bay next season to be our 4th string receiver. Just to be honest with you.
I mean, he might, but we'll have to see.
I mean, I have high hopes for him. And
I do too.
And he could be a good return specialist for us too.
Yeah. Now on to the running back position. Obviously, Le'Veon Bell had 1,268 rushing yards with 7 rushing touchdowns. He also had 75 receptions for 616 yards and 2 receiving touchdowns. And all that, and he missed 3 games.
All that, and he missed 3 games. Imagine if he played the first 3 games of the regular season.
He probably would have led the league in rushing yards. That's what I meant.
He probably would have been MVP.
Probably.
And I feel like that if we sign him or franchise tag him or sign him or anything, if we get him back next season, I don't want to jinx none. Hopefully I don't. But I think he might be MVP next season.
I mean,
he could have the possibility
he has the potential.
MVP. He's got the talent. He's got the line. He's got the team, the quarterback. He has a lot of help him. And he's a fantastic player.
Yeah.
And he's shown it. So I think he could be MVP next season. We'll have to wait and see,
Then on to D'Angelo Williams, who filled in for Bell during his suspension. He had 343 rushing yards, 4 rushing touchdowns. He also had 2 receiving touchdowns. It's pretty good for a guy his age. Was he 33?
Yeah, something like that. 33. He's turning 34 soon.
Yeah, he's done really good for the Steelers ever since he signed with us.
You know, I would really like us to resign him. I really don't see it happening because of his age. And also, we just signed Carlos Williams, Vince Williams' brother, his younger brother, Carlos Williams to a reserved future contract.
And you saw how he did in his rookie season as a backup for the Bills.
Yeah.
And he was a 5th-round selection.
Exactly. And Roger Goodell just lifted his 10-game suspension.
So this guy has potential to make the 53-man roster next season.
And he could be Bell's backup.
Exactly.
So I'm excited for him next season.
That's if we resign Bell.
That's true.
That's a big if.
That's true. If we don't, then I think Carlos Williams is capable of being a starter, but you never know, you know.
Yeah.
I really hope we get Bell back, you know.
Yeah, talent like that you don't get rid of.
No. This guy's like a one of a kind. He's like a Barry Sanders. He's like the second coming of Barry Sanders. You cannot get rid of this guy. You must resign him.
Yeah.
You must lock him up to a long-term extension. Pay the man. He earned it. Now the tight position, tight. Wow. Now the tight position, Ladarius Green. We signed him to a 4-year, $20 million contract before the beginning of the regular season, and he missed more than half of the regular season due to a concussion injury. But when he played, he looked real good. You know, he caught a few deep passes against the Colts and the Bengals and the Giants. So he looked pretty good when he played.
He finished the season with, I believe it was 18 catches for 304 yards and 1 touchdown. If he stayed healthy for the entire season, he probably would have had a lot more better stats. He probably made the Pro Bowl, really.
Exactly, and I know that those aren't the stats you want to see from the guy who's supposed to be replacing Heath Miller, but I mean, the injury bug got to him, and Steelers have a big history with injury bug.
But he has the potential to have a better season next season.
That is
if he stays healthy,
because he got re-injured against the Bengals. But if you just see what he did when he played with the Steelers and Ben, he looked real good. And not to mention, he's 6'6". He's got good hands. He was trained by Antonio Gates, one of the greatest tight ends of all time.
And he's got tremendous speed for his size.
So combine all that, you got another great weapon for this offense. And I'm really excited to see him next season.
Yeah. Also, we can't forget about the backup tight end.
The outlaw.
Jesse James.
Jesse James, dude.
I mean, he did really good in Ladarius Green's absence. He also did good as somewhat of a replacement for Heath Miller.
Yeah, so, I mean, if Ladarius Green can't stay healthy, I won't fear. I won't be worried.
Because this guy's shown almost every week that
he's getting better.
Yeah, exactly.
He's getting a lot better each and every week. He finished the season with 39 catches, 338 yards, and 3 touchdowns. So pretty good. You know, at the beginning of the season, he wasn't getting too much. But like I said, every week he was getting better. And it seems that way because the best game, especially at the end of the season, against the Chiefs and the Patriots, he had really good games.
Exactly.
He had a career-high game against the Chiefs. He almost had 100 yards. You know, I'm really starting to like Jesse James more.
Yeah.
So I think he could be another Heat for us, to be honest with you. So Jesse James did real good. And honestly, Ladarius Green and Jesse James can be that great tight end duo for us.
Kind of like Gronkowski and Martellus Ben offered for the Patriots.
Exactly.
And like Antonio Gates and Hunter Henry for the Chargers.
Exactly, and that would bring us more weapons for this offense. Just think how many weapons we'll have on this offense next season.
I know.
That is if we have a clean offseason, everyone can stay healthy.
No one does anything bad.
Exactly. Just have a clean, healthy offseason, and we can have one of the most dynamic offenses in the league.
And possibly NFL history.
Yes, exactly.
And now on to the offensive line.
Now these guys, before he gets into the info.
They're the real MVPs.
Yes, they are the real MVPs of the season because without
these guys could block. They could be able to make holes for Bell and Williams.
And, you know, they blocked well for Ben. They only allowed 21 sacks all year, second fewest in the NFL.
And only 17 of them were to Ben.
Yeah.
Which is a career low.
Yeah.
Career low for Ben.
When was the last time we had a line this good?
I can't remember.
Seriously, I mean, Alejandro Villanueva, Ramon Foster, Marquise Pouncey, the leader, David DeCastro. Marquise Pouncey and David DeCastro were Pro Bowlers. And Marcus Gilbert, who I believe is very underrated.
Very.
And hell,
Say so is David DeCastro.
Yeah, and hell, this entire line is underrated.
Yeah.
But of course, all this wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for our offensive lines coach, Hall of Famer Mike Munchak. Ever since he came in as an offensive line coach,
the entire line, even the backups have done tremendous.
Yeah, exactly. At one point in the season, we had backup starting B.J. Finney and Chris Hubbard. They came in and they did really good. So Mike Munchak has done really good with this offensive line. He's made the players better. He's been prepping them. And ever since then, they've been freaking tremendous.
Yeah.
Not to mention we have Pouncey and DeCastro for years to come. Foster, he has 2 more years. Gilbert, he has a few years left in him.
Yeah.
And I don't know what's up with Villanueva, but hopefully we resign him back because he's done pretty good.
Exactly.
So if we can get all those guys back and healthy, that's another big addition to this offense. Because they're one of the biggest things to this offense. They are just freaking tremendous right now. And hopefully they continue it.
Now on to the defense.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Where do we start?
We'll
start with the pass rush, I guess.
Yeah, why not? At the start of the season, it's just like what are you guys doing?
Yeah, like where's this Blitzburg? Where's this pass rush?
It's like you guys weren't trying.
Exactly.
But then after the Dallas game,
after the bye week,
they finally showed up.
Yeah, they finished the season with 38 sacks, which is a little lower than last season, but it's close enough. It's a good amount of sacks.
But I think throughout the entire game-winning streak, they were able to obtain 31 sacks, I believe. Which was the most in the NFL in the second half of the season.
Yeah. But we did have a few big players gone from our pass rush, which was obviously the leader of this defensive line, is Cameron Hayward. After the Dallas game, he sustained an injury, and he was out for the rest of the season. And Bud Dupree was out for more than half of the season.
Yeah.
So, but when Dupree came back, he did real good. He finished the season with 4.5 sacks, which is really impressive because last season, his rookie season,
he only had 4.
He only had 4 sacks.
And he had to have a sack more than his rookie season, but 4.5 sacks since he came back. I believe he came back after week 10.
Yeah. And he did.
If he had stayed healthy the entire season, he'd probably have 10 sacks.
Yeah.
Possibly made the Pro Bowl.
He probably would have led the team in sacks. He has a big future ahead, in my opinion. He's fast. He's strong. He can get to the quarterback. So I'm hoping for a big year next season with him. Hopefully he can stay healthy.
Yeah.
And Stephon Tuitt, he finished the season with, 4 sacks?
I believe it was.
Yeah, so, I expected more from him, but when he wasn't getting to the quarterback, he was still doing an amazing job. He was still stopping the run, which is one of the biggest things that our defense has done all year is stop the run.
Yeah.
So, we've allowed a few big games like Jay Ajayi against the Dolphins, but, Stephon Tuitt, he's a big factor on this defensive line. And we'll obviously get Cameron Hayward back, so combine them two again will be really tremendous for his defensive line.
Yeah, especially with Javon Hargrave. He hasn't done too bad for his rookie season.
He finished with 2 sacks, pretty good. And obviously he was stopping the run a lot as well.
Yeah.
He was doing a real good job. He had a really good rookie season, in my opinion. Hopefully he does more. Hopefully he gets stronger, quicker next season, and hopefully he teams up with Tuitt and Hayward more. And that defensive line just keeps getting better.
Yeah.
So I see a big future with this defensive line. And how can we not forget this guy? And we saved the best for last on this topic. Debo!
James Harrison.
He finished the season with a team high 5 sacks. Another great season. He even broke the Steelers record for most sacks by a Steeler, passing former leader Jason Gilden,
who was number 92 as well.
Yeah, so it's like passing the torch.
Yeah, basically.
Or passing the number, whatever you want to call it. But James Harrison had another great season. He finished, like I said, with 5 sacks. I think he had a forced fumble or 2, and an interception. So he had another great season, and of course, after that devastating loss against the Patriots, he replied to a media question. I'm not done.
He's not done yet.
So he obviously wants to play one more season. Now, he is becoming a free agent this offseason.
But Tama did say that he is open to resigning James Harrison.
Yeah, exactly. I'm sure the Steelers will have no problem resigning him, and hopefully they do.
Yeah.
Because he has shown he can still go.
Yeah.
And if we get him back next season, which I believe we will, he'll just continue to terrify quarterbacks. That's what he does best.
Yeah.
Terrify quarterbacks, get to him. He's still hungry. He is still hungry. So this pass rush had a good season. Hopefully it gets better next season, and hopefully all our players can stay healthy.
Yeah.
So we can get to the quarterback, make bigger plays.
Now on to the middle linebackers. Obviously, the two starting middle linebackers for the Steelers were Lawrence Timmons and Ryan Shazier. Timmons had a pretty good year.
He had another great season with the Steelers.
Yeah, finished with team leading 114 tackles, 2.5 sacks, and 2 interceptions. Pretty good for the veteran middle linebacker.
And also 2 sacks in the postseason.
Yeah.
So he had another great season, but he is becoming a free agent.
And I'm not really sure if the Steelers are going to resign him.
Now, would I love him to return? Would I love him to stay in the black and gold? Of course.
He's a great player.
He was Mike Tomlin's first ever first round pick, and he turned out to be a damn good one.
Yeah, I mean, he was trained by James Farrier.
Yeah, and that was a great Steeler.
But are we going to keep him? I don't know.
I don't know either.
It's up to the Steelers.
If we don't keep him, of course we'll be upset, but I won't be worried.
I mean, Vince Williams ain't done too bad.
Yeah, he's done real good. He finished the season with 47 tackles and 2 sacks, so he did real good when he stepped in for Shazier when he got injured.
Yeah.
So if we get rid of Timmons, of course we'll be upset, but I won't be worried because Vince Williams will step in the voyage pretty good, and I think he'll do a good job. And also, don't forget Tyler Matakavage. He'll probably become a third-string middle linebacker if Timmons is released. And I continue to say it. I think Matakavage will be a steal. Just give him a few years.
Yeah. It took Harrison.
Yeah, exactly. Harrison was an undrafted free agent, and it took him a few years, and you see the dominant player he has become for the Steelers. Just give Matakavage a few years, and I think he'll get his opportunity, and he will show.
Yeah.
He's a big steal.
Now on to
the main
perhaps our best defensive player this season.
Yeah.
Ryan Shazier.
Ryan Shazier. This guy's a monster.
Oh my God, without a doubt. Ryan Shazier finished with 87 tackles, 3.5 sacks, and 3 interceptions.
Also 3 forced fumbles, and he also collected 2 interceptions in the postseason. So he had an amazing year, and this led him getting his first Pro Bowl selection.
Replacing C.J. Mosley?
Yeah, because C.J. Mosley decided to not play in the Pro Bowl, so Shazier was selected, and he freaking deserves it. Shazier is a hell of a player. Hopefully he can stay healthy and continue, because next season he is entering the last year in his rookie contract.
So, and he's shown that he should stay in the black and gold. Next season he's truly got to prove it.
Next year I think he'll have another amazing year, hopefully a much better year. And hopefully we lock him up after next season.
Yeah.
Because this guy is special. This guy's an amazing player. He's got amazing speed and strength. And he has great awareness. He keeps his eye on the ball. He's just everywhere, dude.
Mm-hmm.
He's amazing. Now on to the weak link of this defense.
The secondary.
Well, to start the season, the secondary was doing not too bad. It was doing pretty good. It looked better than last season's secondary.
Oh, definitely.
It was freaking awful. But there was a few games where the secondary did look terrible. Games
like the Eagles, the Dolphins, the missed tackles on Jay Ajayi.
Yeah, and of course against the Cowboys.
Yeah.
And of course the Patriots in the AFC Championship game where Tom Brady just picked this zone defense apart. But of course he would, because he reads the coverage, he reads his own coverage. He does audibles.
Why would we do zone?
You have to switch. You can't keep doing the same thing over and over and over again. Tom Brady will realize it. He'll do audibles, and he'll make plays, which was exactly what he did. That's why Brady's a good quarterback. He reads defenses, and he makes big plays out of audibles. We have to switch it up. We have to do more man coverage.
Yeah.
But anyway, after that Dallas game, our defense, our secondary mainly it started to do really, really good,
Yeah, obtained 6 picks, but a total of 13 by the entire defense.
Yeah, but 6 picks from the secondary. Artie Burns led the entire secondary with picks.
With 3, I believe.
And that was our first round pick. He got the first pick from this entire secondary of the season against his first career start against the Ravens.
So, and he also had 13 pass deflections.
Yeah,
so
which he did really good.
I definitely see him as a starter next season. I definitely see him improving next season.
So do I. Hope he has a good season. And Ross Cockle, get him out of here.
Yeah.
Get him out of here. I know there's going to be a few Steelers fans that disagree, but this guy's terrible.
He led the league in pass deflections, but he didn't get a pick. He was a starter all season.
Yeah.
So he's got to go.
But he also left people wide open, missed tackles. He caused so many penalties. Just get him out of here.
Yeah, get him out of there. Pick up a cornerback in free agency or the draft. I don't
exactly.
really care.
And
someone better than Cockrell.
And William Gay, I mean, he's getting worse as he ages, so get rid of him.
I mean, he had a pick, but it was a meaningless pick.
I know pick six, him pick sixes on stuff. That's great, that's great. But he's just getting worse. He's getting worse as he goes. And Mike Mitchell,
he's upgraded. I'll admit he's upgraded.
He's upgrading. He's getting more comfortable in his defense, which I am glad to see. And hopefully next season, I don't think we're going to get rid of him. I know we said a few times that we should get rid of him, but right now I'm getting more comfortable with him in his defense. Hopefully he continues his success that he's doing so far.
Yeah.
And he has another good season. And of course, rookie safety Sean Davis, second round pick. He had a really good season. Now he didn't start too good, but what rookie doesn't?
Yeah.
And he started to do really good. He finished the season with his first career pick, which was against the Giants. He had a really good amount of tackles. So, and I'm really liking Sean Davis in this defense. He will most likely start at strong safety next season, which I am very glad to see. Hopefully he gets better, along with this entire secondary and Artie Burns. Because we have two young players on the secondary, which is Artie Burns and Sean Davis. Hopefully they upgrade. Hopefully they can be the future for the secondary.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully we can get someone younger in the draft, maybe we can have a really young defense for years to come.
Yeah. Now on to the special teams. Let's just get through this one, okay?
Yeah.
Our punter, Jordan Berry, had a pretty nice year. Punting 68 times, averaging 45.6 yards.
Which is good.
A punt.
Which is good, although I think it could be longer because he has a strong boot.
He's got a foot.
I
mean, so does Chris Boswell, which, indeed, he had a pretty great year. There was a few times where he literally won us the game.
Literally, versus the Bengals, he scored more. He scored most of our points, and literally against the Chiefs in the division round, he literally won us the game. He scored all of our 18 points. This guy's special.
Yeah,
this guy's special. You have to resign him because I'm pretty sure he's becoming a free agent after the season. You have to resign him. This guy's special, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, was there one time a kicker won you an entire game? Scored all of your points? I mean, that guy's special. I mean, he missed 4 field goals, but let's not forget that one of them was blocked. One of them was blocked. And from the looks of it looked like he was going to make it. So, but still, he had a great year. Hopefully he continues his success with the Steelers next season.
Yeah, he made 21 field goals out of 25 attempts. He missed 4 field goals, but one was blocked. Like
I just said. And hopefully we can lock him up, sign him, because he has a strong foot and he's accurate. So, sign him, He's a very special talent. Player of the year, offensive line. Offensive line. I mean, you can make an argument for Bell, but I think without that offensive line, Bell wouldn't have holes to go through. But when Bell gets through those holes, he's unstoppable.
I'm gonna have to give the player of the year for the Steelers to Le'Veon Bell.
But I say offensive line because they've done more. They've done a lot. They protect for Ben.
That is true, but you can't deny.
Yeah,
Bell's
I know.
ability.
I know. But Bell, when he gets behind that line or when he gets in front of that line, he's just unstoppable. He can spin people, he can hurdle people, he can truck people, and he can definitely juke people. His jukes are freaking insane. His jukes give defenders cancer. I'm serious.
But anyway, that was a recap, guys. So overall, it was a pretty damn good season.
It was a really good season. It was very exciting and at times very emotional.
Season, yes.
But unfortunately, we just came short of that Lombardi.
But overall, it was a really good season. We overcame injuries and suspensions to very good players, and several players had great seasons. So,
but let's not forget that next year we have a lot of big players. A lot of those big players coming back.
Martavis Bryant, Cameron Hayward, Ladarius Green's going to be healthy. Hopefully, we're able to sign Bell and Antonio Brown.
So let's say we get all that in that offense,
and definitely younger players from the draft, most likely defense.
Yeah.
And a potential backup quarterback.
I don't see why we can't go to the Super Bowl. The returns that we're getting next season, the additions we're getting to this offense is amazing.
It's definitely going to help us.
Antonio Brown Martavis Bryant, Eli Rogers, Ladarius Green, Jesse James. They can be a fantastic receiving core. The offensive line's amazing. Get Bell back. He'll be an amazing freaking player for us, like he's shown. So we can have a very dynamic offense.
Yeah.
We can have number one offense in the league. Now, I know we've been saying that for years, but we've dealt with so many injuries over the past few years, so many suspensions. If we can have a clean and safe and healthy offseason, we can have an amazing freaking year offensively and defensively.
Yes.
I'm excited for next season.
Oh, I am too, dude.
Yeah, this offseason is going to be very interesting and fun to see. Just make the right decisions, just make the right moves. We are destined for a great season, possibly Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Destined for Minnesota, We will be doing updates on the Steelers, injuries, signings, releases.
Draft picks, combine, who we think could be a potential Pittsburgh Steeler.
Yeah, exactly. So we will do all that, and also we are hoping to get our first WWE wrestling video up by tomorrow with the Royal Rumble preview. So stay tuned for that. If any of those things interest you, hit that subscribe button. And yeah, let's go Steelers. Let's get ready for next season. And as always, Steelers Nation, keep repping the towel. Let's get ready for an insane offseason. Here we go.
Like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you later.
Peace!